the life of a medieval town crier, a job so thrilling, so prestigious, that it's basically the medieval equivalent of being a human megaphone with a side hustle in public humiliation. Picture this. You're the most important person in town, not because you're rich, powerful, or even mildly interesting, but because you have the lungs of a walrus and the fashion sense of a jester who lost a bet. Yes, my friends, this is the life I lead, and let me tell you, it's every bit as glamorous as it sounds. My day begins at the crack of dawn, because apparently medieval peasants can't be trusted to remember anything unless it's screamed directly into their faces before they've had their morning porridge. I throw on my official town crier uniform, a tunic that smells faintly of mildew and regret, and grab my trusty bell. Ah, the bell, the symbol of my authority, the herald of my greatness. Also the reason I can't hear anything above a dull roar anymore. But who needs hearing when you have purpose? I stride into the town square, bell clanging like a drunk blacksmith's anvil, and begin my daily ritual of yelling at people who would rather be doing literally anything else. Hear ye, hear ye! The king has decreed that all turnips must be surrendered to the royal pantry by sundown, I bellow, watching as the townsfolk collectively roll their eyes and mutter under their breath. One particularly brave soul shouts back, "What if I don't want to surrender my turnips?" I pause, because honestly, I don't know. I'm just the messenger. Maybe the king will send his army of turnip enforcers. Maybe he'll just cry about it. Either way, it's not my problem. By mid-morning, I've moved on to announcing the latest town gossip, because apparently I'm also the medieval version of a tabloid. Hear ye, old man Jenkins was seen talking to a goat yesterday. Suspicious behavior indeed. The crowd gasps, not because they care, but because they're bored, and this is the closest thing they have to Netflix. I take a moment to bask in the glory of being the most hated yet indispensable person in town. It's a delicate balance, really. Lunch is a thrilling affair, a hunk of stale bread and a piece of cheese that may or may not be alive. I eat it in the shadow of the gallows, because nothing says bon appétit like the constant reminder of what happens to people who don't pay their taxes. Afterward, I'm back at it, announcing the latest edicts, proclamations, and general nonsense from the local lord. Hear ye, hear ye! The lord has declared that all ducks within the town limits must wear tiny hats. The crowd groans, but I don't make the rules. I just yell them, loudly. As the sun sets, I finally hang up my bell and head to the tavern, where I'm greeted with a chorus of boos and the occasional thrown tankard. It's fine. I'm used to it. I order a pint of ale and regale the bartender with tales of my day, because who doesn't love hearing about how many times I yelled about turnips? He nods politely, but I can tell he's just waiting for me to leave so he can go back to scrubbing the mold off the counter. And so ends another day in the life of a medieval town crier. It's not a glamorous job, but someone has to do it. After all, who else is going to remind everyone that the king's new tax on breathing starts next week? Hear ye indeed.